We weren't very good in our last home game against Winnipeg, and I've said before I'll include the coach in that too. And then you need to get focused. These are divisional games. These are huge. We tried to look at this as a 3-game playoff block and get the hard back into our game. And it wasn't like it was missing. We had played a really good game against Boston. We just weren't very good against Winnipeg, and we just kind of needed to refocus. So I think we played our best game against Ottawa, probably our second-best game actually in Toronto, but we played a smart game through 2 periods, and then we started shooting the puck, and that was probably the difference. But we were at the end of it. It would be goaltending, penalty killing, and hard on some pucks. Is how we had a real good road trip.
You talk about the goaltending, Bob and Stoli.
Yeah.
How much do you love that tandem and the way they're working right now?
I like the way they treat each other. I like the way these 2 guys practice. Right, like they practice hard, challenge the shooters. They're really competitive in their own way. It sets a nice tone for us in the net.
What was the difference in the third period? Barkov got the scoring started in the second, but the quick goals.
Yeah, I think both teams actually played really hard through 2 periods, and they're on back-to-back, and they've got kind of a strange schedule. And then this is 15 for us in 29 days, and we've been out west and we've been up north. So I don't think either team had a lot of energy. I thought they played a really smart, hard game. And then it was kind of like the game was going to break, right? The team that got the next piece of momentum was probably going to be able to carry it. We got it right off the hop and then jumped on it again. So I just think 2 kind of fatigued teams that played hard and smart for 2 periods, and then we got the break we were looking for, and that was the game.
Well, power plays and penalty kill goes and comes and goes usually. You've been perfect for the last 6 games, 26 out of 26. Something happened, something different that
just
you guys
time. You know what? In fairness to our numbers, like in the first 7 games, were really poor, but they weren't real. So we had a 6-on-4. We had a 4-on-3 that was just a bad break. I pulled the goalie once. We were shorthanded. It's a 5-on-5. It's in our net. So our numbers were way worse than our. But we also had all brand new people in, and you put Aaron Ekblad back in your lineup, and he's and. You know, Bennett had been out, and so had been Barkov, 2 centermen. Changes almost everything. So now you start to get some confidence, and your penalty killing is absolutely no different than your power play. Confidence is every bit as important, because when you're confident in both units, you're fast, and when you're not, like our power play was slow tonight because it's had some wobbles in the first 25 games. But our penalty kill now has got confidence, it's got speed, it's got pace.
But maybe I'm overthinking about it, but it seems like the last couple of games, you guys were swarming a lot more on the PK, putting pressure on the D. I was not seeing that before. Is that
correct?
Effective?
So it wasn't a change. It was what we were trying to implement. It just takes a little while to get it. So Ekblad can do it at a world-class level. He covers so much ice with that long stick. Stenlund and Luosterainen, who are now probably our main drivers on this. Stenlund for face-offs alone. It was a real weakness for us last year. We struggled on the penalty kill, and that's why Kevin was brought in. He's a right-handed face-off man. He and Luosterainen now have some chemistry. You've got Barkov and Reinhardt, who've always had that chemistry. Then I got 3 or 4 other guys that we can use. Lundell killed penalties for us last year. We're trying to get Ryan Lomberg into that role. We also use Bennett and Tkachuk. So we just got more PK depth. Every one of the guys who plays on the blue line can kill penalties if we need him to.
You talked a lot about the confidence on the PK and
Yeah.
on the power play as well. How does that confidence translate to the game overall?
Speed. The only way you can possibly play fast in this game is if you have a pretty good idea what's going to happen next. And if you don't know what's going to happen next, you stand still. So our penalty kill now is a pretty good idea who's moving next. And once they do, one goes, we all go. That's kind of the way you kill a penalty. But being able to predict what's going to happen next, it's also true in your power play. The analytics say we're fantastic. I don't think we were tonight, but I think fatigue has something to do with that. But our penalty kill, our power play, I'm actually not worried about it, even though the numbers aren't. The PK is the key driver right now. Okay, guys.
And another